Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, my dears. In Ukraine now, 23:17 hours. It's channel Flashback, channel of free people. Hello, everybody. Glad to see you here on our broadcast. And traditionally, I am asking you, do you hear me good or no? So, traditionally, just write plus in the chat, and we continue. Today my volume is increasing a little bit upper than previous broadcast. I hope it's better than previous. Oh my god, all pluses. No one didn't write me that I need increase my volume. Beautiful, it's a beautiful, my dears. I am seeing a lot of people from United States, Arizona, Washington. I'm see people from Portugal, Canada. I'm glad to see that you coming in our broadcast. Thanks. And traditionally, who writing now? What's mean now? Dark Christian. What do you mean when you say it no? And hello Australia. Hello everybody. I think we should start our broadcast. Traditionally, we started our broadcast from number of Russian losses. For today 6 March, Russian lost 153,770 soldiers. For the last day, Russian lost more than 650 soldiers. If you was on our previous broadcast, I'm talking about statistic, and statistic tell that for the last 3 months, when Russian assault in Bakhmut, when Russian do offensive on Bakhmut, Russian loses in medium. It's a medium number, not less than 800 soldier per day. In one day they can lose 700, in one day they can lose 915, and something like this. Okay, Kristyalovich, how do you count Russian casualties? In Ukraine, every battalion, every brigade reported about their result. And for example, once one of battalions staying in a Bakhmut, and this battalion reported that they kill, for example, 10 Russians. Yeah. And this battalion reporting to brigade. Second battalion reporting, third battalion reporting, and brigade. When brigade summary all report from battalion, they reported in on a higher headquarter. Yes, and when all high headquarter reported about our wounded, our losses, enemies losses, general staff made a statistic. They summary all Russian losses and reported about Russian losses in a Facebook and in other sources. Yes, and my dear, at first, I wanna say thank you, my dears, who joined to our collection for repairing our car. We was, you know, that we with Max prepared to our deployment in Donbas area. Max coming 2 weeks ago, and we were ready to start on Donbas every day, but we had a lot of problem. Max was sick. mechanic a long time repair our car, and today I want to report for you that today we the last stage of repairing our car. Today we fixed our wheels, and we're ready to move into the front line, and in a close time I hope that we will be on a front line and we will make the content from front line for you. Yeah, it's our X Trail. We buy it's X Trail. Thanks for your donations. Now we previous streams we collected on repair on our car. Uh, Engine was crashed, wheels was crashed, transmission was crashed. Really car come back from a Donbas area like a scrap of metal. But thanks for you, we repaired it, we fixed it, and now our combat Nissan X-Trail ready to fight. Thanks, my dear. Thanks for donation. And now we collecting for drones for our brigade. You remember I'm a lot of times talking that drones on the front line it's like a cigarette. We every day losing drones every day working, and thanks for donation we had money for buying 2 drones, but at this moment in Ukraine you cannot buy Mavic, for example, or Autel. We buy it in other country, yes, and our friends who working with logistics, they call these drones from Europe, and in a close time we will report to you about our new drones. Thanks, my dear. Thanks. And I see question: is cardio repaired? Yes. You can on this photo you can see how damaged hull here, and on this photo you can see how damaged car inside. And but on this photo you can see that it's a last stage, it's a launching of wheels balance, and the car is fixed now and ready for the combat. Okay, my dear. Today we started our broad. No, sorry, we not started general program. I'm see the question about Max. Max in Kiev now. Max have rest, but his rest. I think his rest is mixed because when he come in a Kiev, we long time work with a journalist, with a media group. Max was a sick. I don't know how it's translation on English, but on Ukrainian it's angina. It's a neck sick. Yeah, but now he is okay, and thanks for you and thanks for God work already. In a close time we will go to the front line. I hope that we will do it. Okay, my dears, and today we start in our broadcast not from funny news. Maybe you see news or video about Russian execution under Ukrainian soldier, and this soldier before Russian kill him, he said Slava Ukraini. I cannot show video for you because it's a very violent video. It's very brutal video, but I show you photo of this hero. And this photo you can see just a Ukrainian infantryman. This man was killed by Russian soldier, by Russian occupants, and before he died, last his words was Slava Ukraini. I don't know, on a Western media, you heard about this news. Maybe you see video before. If you told me about me a little bit later, I'm send link on this video. But for example, for me, it's very difficult watching this video because you can see on this photo, it's just a soldier with without weapon, just with cigarette. He's staying in his grave, and it's 100% that the soldier personally made grave for yourself. I don't know how we can describe the situation. I doesn't have a lot of word about this man, but this man really hero, and this hero, show for all world, for all Ukrainians, a real price, a phrase, Slava Ukraini. I mean, who doesn't know? Slava Ukraini translating like glory for Ukraine. Sorry, one moment. Today I had some changes in a chat. I use before limit 30 seconds between messages. I think I should change it on a 16 seconds in 1 minute. It will be more comfortable. Yes, and you know, this video of this execution this execution, it's a proof of Russian war crimes. On every broadcast, who watching our broadcast, I'm told about Russian war crimes. They doesn't respect military law. They doesn't respect international convention. Russian soldiers, it's not barbarian. It's like an animal. You know, every day we heard about brutal execution, but usually it's hidden. Yeah, we doesn't have a lot of proof. But today we see real proof of Russian war crimes. I think it will be good proof for Gaga when will be a big international judge, big international court for war crimes. We can say just a rest in peace, hero, and we continue our broadcast. But in my opinion, really, this man show for all world a real price of Ukrainian freedom. So yes, we're continue. Name of our broadcast, it's a Bakhmut, difficult but real. Last time media a lot of talking about that Russian soldier surrounded Bakhmut, and we had information operations from Russian media that Ukrainian defenders leave from Bakhmut, but it's not real. Bakhmut now under control of Ukrainian forces, but situation in Bakhmut very difficult. Yes, we heard news that Ukrainian army disengaged from Bakhmut, leave from Bakhmut, but no. Ministry of the Defense of Ukraine accepted information that some part of Bakhmut defenders were leave from a Bakhmut, but they leave from a city. Now, a big part of Ukrainian defenders staying on a flank. They defend flank for avoiding total surrounded. And a big number of Ukrainian forces now removed on his position. And Ministry of the Defense accepted that in a Bakhmut city, I mean in a center of city, we doesn't have a fight. In a city's district, we doesn't have a fight. We have fight only on outskirts of city. And what does mean? It means that Bakhmut under Ukrainian control. For the last time, was the last 3 months, Russian do very strong attack. They use big number of infantry. They use a big number of main battle tanks, big number of vehicle of artillery. They had success on the Donbas direct. We heard about Solidar, Russian occupied Solidar, but number of Russian losses for the last time, it's a record. It's a higher number of Russian losses. For example, we had a little bit a similar number of Russian losses only when war is started. When Russian column just moving on the Ukrainian roads and Ukrainian Bayraktars, Ukrainian artillery just destroyed a Russian column before Russian soldiers start fighting. Yes. Another time in the March of previous year, Russia had a very big number of losses. But for the last 3 months, I'm told, but the middle number of Russian losses every day, it's 900, maybe 850. Every day numbers of different. But what does mean? Russian use very big reserve. We heard about Russian mobilization. We heard about mobilization from a prison in a private military company, Wagner. And in Wagner, soldier is nothing. Soldier is nothing because soldier in a Wagner, for today, it's just a prisoner. Government promise for prisoner freedom after war, and for government, for military commanding, doesn't matter. It's a prisoner will be survived or no. And Russian regular army, big number of Russian regiment was damaged on a Kherson direct, on a Mariupol, on a Kiev, and for refresh forces in this regiment, in this brigade, Russian mobilized civilian people. Yeah, it's mobilized word. It's mobilized war 3-4 months ago, but Russian army started use mobilized from a first day of mobilized. President reported about 300,000 people, but we know that this number more biggest. And Borst will ask it what the word say in this picture. And this picture text Bakhmut любе Україну. Bakhmut love Ukraine. Oh, I'm lose stream of my thing. So yes, and in general, I want to tell that for Russian military command and for Russian government, life of soldier is nothing. And so interesting fact that Russian commanding don't agree that, for example, Ukrainian kill. For example, it's difficult to describe in English, but I'm try to describe it more simple. For example, Ukrainian soldier kill Russian soldier on a position or during assault, and Russian commanding doesn't agree that soldier died. Russian commanding reported that, for example, soldier just lost or abandon position or etc. They do it only for avoid paid for families of Russian soldier. For example, if I don't mistake, government should pay 10 million rubles for a dead soldier, but Russian government avoided. Mobilized people don't hear about salary. Mobilized people don't heard about premia and about paid for the dead man. Russian commanding talk about number of losses no more than 9,000. Yeah, every day it's a changing, but they reported about very small number of losses, and for today I understand why they report so small number. Why we had this situation when a Russian commanding agreement with a death of Russian soldier, they should pay it. And they paid only for families of regular soldier, contract soldier, for officers, for sergeant, but they avoid paying for mobilized families. Moral in Russian army so bad, but they attacking. They do successfully offensive on a Donbas direct, and for the last time they trying to surround Bakhmut, but I'm told a couple minutes ago, combats fight in outskirts of Bakhmut is a difficult. Really, it's a very brutal positionally fight. It's a combat looks like a first World War, but it's difficult, but it's real. Ministry of the Defense of United States, Lloyd Austin, told that Bakhmut, it's more symbolic than some. It's imported for symbolic, but not for a tactic. And if Bakhmut will fall, it's not so important. But like Ukrainian, as Ukrainian, I will say that it will be report because Bakhmut for the last time it's like a Ukrainian fortress. It's a symbol of honor of Ukrainian infantry. It's a symbol of unbroken. It's symbol of unbroken of Ukrainian nations. Yes, and in a Bakhmut, Russian lose a lot of his power, and we should understand that Ukrainian soldier is tired during defense, but Russian soldier more tyrant during offensive because offensive it's more difficult than defend. And we should understand that during defend you stand on your ground in your city, and it motivate you to fight. But Russian armed forces doesn't have enough motivation. They doesn't have enough moral. Because they are taken under control of Kadyrov forces, they are taken under control of Russian National Guard, who shooting on a soldier who doesn't want to go to offensive. They punish soldier who doesn't want to offensive, and Russian soldier lose moral. Ukrainian Chief of General Intelligence Service, General Budanov, maybe you heard about this name, thinks that strength of Russian forces was so aggressive, offensive, like in a Bakhmut now. Russia have strength maybe to the middle of the spring, but we should understand that now the start of the spring, it's March. In Ukraine now a little bit cold. Yeah, temperature now between maybe from 0 to +6, and ground is wet. What does mean wet ground? It means that MBT, APC, AFV, and other Russian shit can't move through the Ukrainian field. And offensive will be more slowly. So Johnny Jones asked, isn't Slaviansk and Kramatorsk just like Bakhmut with a huge defense, concrete bunkers, etc.? I'm personally was in Sloviansk and Kramatorsk, and Sloviansk city have experience of defense because in 2014 for the Slaviansk was a very brutal fight. At first Slaviansk was occupied of Russian forces and deoccupied by Ukrainian forces, and Slaviansk and Kramatorsk have a very good trenches, very good bunkers, and very good line of defense, more better than Bakhmut. Yes, from my personal experience, I can see that yes, in a Bakhmut was not strange defense line, yeah, because some units good digging, some units bad digging. In a one direct we had a good trenches. In other direct we have more worst trenches. It's different. It depends from unit who defend some directs. Yes, but if we will talk about Slaviansk or Kramatorsk, I promise it will be mid-grinder in a 200% brutally than Bakhmut. I can promise for you. So, and Bakhmut too doesn't fall. We wait result because we don't think on a one place. Our crews on a Western tanks are preparing, Lend-Lease are moving in Ukraine, and I think that Bakhmut it's like revision for this moment. How long we will defend in Bakhmut? It will be more comfortable and make a more good environment for other forces who will be attacked in other directs, like a Kherson, in like a Melitopol, and maybe Mariupol, and maybe an offensive on a Crimea. Yes. So fortress Bakhmut, I think, will not fall in a close time. But we cannot tell it on a 100%. Situation is bad, worse than couple weeks ago, but commanding HICOM, uh, HICOM make environment for Bakhmut defenders for maximal safety disengaging. It's will not be total surrounded. Yes, I'm seeing in a comments it will be so hot Wikinger. Prigozhin announced that if he does not get enough ammunition from the Russian army this week, he will withdraw from a Bakhmut and Russian front will collapse. My dears, Mr. Prigozhin announced a lot of news. Bad news, good news. Wagner announced that they doesn't have ammunition, and fresh announce it's announced from a Prigozhin that Bakhmut totally surrounded and they give opportunity for disengaged, blah 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 blah. But we should understand that Mr. Prigozhin it's a just political person, and he will talk what he want for his popularity, for his image. And his words, it's not 100 information like a fact, and it's and he doesn't have a proof for his word. So yes, and for example, Wall Street Journal a couple days ago made an article, and in this article they described that Russian government use PMC Wagner not only tea, Kimsi tea, not coffee, because I will sleep tomorrow. I go to service in brigade. Physical nuclear Tika. Yes, I am Pasha. Thanks. And Wall Street Journal talk in his fresh article about Wagner. And the main task of the Wagner, it wasn't occupy new city. Main task of Wagner, main task of prisoners, it was make Ukrainian army more tired. I don't know. I'm just translate this word. Translator said me word deplete. Deplete. Main task of the Wagner it was deplete Ukrainian units who defend in Donbas on a front line. So yes, and I think they do its task successfully because our unit really tired. But if you tired, it doesn't mean that you will not fight. Yeah. For example, when we fight in a Kiev, we doesn't sleep during 3-4 days, but we have fighted another time. When we was in Rubizhne, I am slept no more than 2-3 hours per day. But we are fight and we defend Rubizhne 70 days. I don't know how idea have Russian army what they think about our defenders, but they had a wrong information about us. Really, Russian living in a separate world, in a big information bubble. They doesn't understand reality. They doesn't understand that Ukrainian fight in his territory, Ukrainian fight in his motherland, and Ukrainian will not disengage like a Russian. All kilometers our ground, it's important for us, and territory of Russian world will not be biggest. We we return our territory. And I hope when we do it, Russia will not be so big like today. I hope that when when Russia fail his military operation, but in real war, Russia it will be do like a 100 republic with his capital and etc. It's so I hope it will not be united country. Johnny Jones. The difference is defending your homeland. The orcs are fighting for money and the Tsar. Uh, in a truth and real, they fight not only for money. They fight biggest number of Russian orcs fight because they doesn't have any choose. Because if he doesn't go to Ukraine to the front line, he will be arrested and he will be sitting in a prison. But it's a funny situation. If he will be sitting in a prison, Mr. Prigozhin coming in his prison and mobilizate his in a Wagner. And Russian man, adult man, have two variants. Mobilized in a regular army, and the more difficult way, it's go to a prison because he avoid mobilization and join to the Wagner. So it's a sad, but Russian nation. I'm sorry. Russian nation doesn't deserve more better life than they have now because they do nothing. They have philosophy of slaves. Just a big chief like a Tsar or King President Putin give small sheet of bread and of show for him. They are happy and they do what president want. President won't kill civilian people in other country. Russian slave nation said yes, it's a good show, and part of Russians watching it on a TV. Second part died on a Ukrainian territory, and it was during all Russian history. And they doesn't have any variants. They should change his philosophy. They should understand that nation, people, population, civilian control his country, and voice of one people, voice of 100, 1,000 people, it's important. Yes, because if on all Russian people will go on election, and Russian election were under control of independence organization, Putin will not be a president, really. But electorate of Putin and 700 civilian who was on election, it's old people who have a pension from country, who doesn't have a work, and local deputies, local government just give small shit for him, like a sugar, like a salt, and etc. Maybe small money, and they vote for Putin because Putin give 1,000 rubles. 1,000 rubles, it's 300 hryvnia. 300 hryvnia, it's $8. Russian man or woman can sell his country for $8. It's his choice, it's his life, it's his future, and I wish that Russia and Russian people doesn't have a future, because real media can say that it's not Russian nation fight against the Ukrainian, its government, its army, but we should understand that Russian army and Russian government have support. A lot of people, biggest number of people supporting its military operation. And I don't know if Russia will be maximal poor, if in a Russian will be closed after sanction all factories, and the biggest part of Russian people who vote for Putin will be hungry, and they doesn't have a work job. It will be I'm sorry. It will be what they deserve. Thanks. It was like a cry from the heart, last 10 minutes. And it was a really cry from the heart. Sorry. And my dear subscribers and people who are not subscribers, I recommend you subscribes on our channel and push on a bell. Bells, it's a notification. If you push on a bell, you will have notification about new content, about our broadcast, and you will not lose our broadcast. And my dears, I should repeat that 1 month, it's more than 1 month ago, we lose our monetization because Russian trolls and Russian people who watching our content, who watched our content, then crying, and they reported on YouTube because we were brutal for the Russian, blah 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 blah, and YouTube banned our monetization. We lose our monetization, and you, for example, and doesn't support us by special button like a super chat or etc, and our video doesn't have monetization, and only one type how you can support our channel, it's using our PayPal or Buy Me a Coffee. You can see our Buy Me a Coffee and PayPal in my background on a broadcast, in a description of this video, and in a chat. It's pinned message and a chat. If you want to support us, you can use our PayPal, flashback ram to gmail.com, or buy me a coffee, Ram Tarantino. Okay, thanks, and we continue. So it's more good news, and for me it was surprised, but we know that Russia make offensive so long time. Last 7 months they trying to offensive on a Bakhmut, on Avdiivka. Sorry. I see question what situation in a Crimea, and situation in Crimea now under Russian occupation. It's Severodonetsk district, and so sorry, but Crimea now under Russian occupation. Thanks, my dear, who push on a notification, who subscribes on our channel. It's very important for us. Yeah, we doesn't have monetization, but algorithm of YouTube can recommend our video for other people, and sorry for this. It's a thanks for this. It's a best preposition for the last time. Puerto Rico, it's very interest country for me, and I know that in Puerto Rico, beautiful girl, Latinian girl. I think when we kill all Russian in Ukrainian territory, when we defend all Ukrainian territory, maybe I'm coming on Puerto Rico. Don't forget about me. And don't forget about you after this. Thanks for your proposition. So yes, and if you notificate and if you push on a notificate button, subscribe on our channel, uh, YouTube algorithm can show our video for other for other people, and we should share truth and we should share information from a first person from Ukraine. Yeah, it's we are not government project. It's a flashback project. Who firstly in our channel, I am repeat, we are a project of Ukrainian officers who wanna share for Western auditory, for all the world, for Asia, for Africa, Australia, and for all country who understand English language, our experience, uh, our impression from a situation in Ukraine, about situation in Ukraine, and it's too important our experience. Thanks that you are with me. Thanks that you with our channel, and we continue. Uh, how do you like the new UR15? Hello, my friend, aka Krat74. Uh, so beautiful news for the couple days ago. Brigade give me a new weapon. I'm return my AKA TK74 to the battalion, and brigade give a new weapon. I show you. It's Ukrainian. One moment. I should show it. It's Ukrainian rifle. UR15. Our system. Air system. Sorry. Air system very effective and very good. Who served in the army or who like weapon knows that M4, M16, a lot of carabine of Heckler Koch, and a lot of civilian types of carabine and rifle have your system and caliber .223, and for the last year Ukrainian 2 change Kalashnikov system caliber 5.45 to the caliber 5.56. It's NATO caliber. All NATO partners, all NATO countries or Western country use this caliber. And thanks for God, thanks for your support, my dears. Ukrainian army rearmed, and biggest part of Ukrainian soldier now use caliber .223. I'm a show. I'm should share my impressions about this rifle. I'm should show this rifle. Attention, it's a new rifle. My rifle and Max have same UR15. Made it in a Kyiv on a Zbroyar factory. Beautiful weapon. Today I'm working with this weapon. We was on a field training, and I give mark 10 from a 10, maybe 11 from 10. Very beautiful rifle, and maybe after 1 years or more close, all Ukrainian soldier will use this rifle or rifle of the same system. Yeah, I hope it will be so soon. Thanks for the question, my friend Krat, Jeffrey. Thanks. I, I I won't share my impression about this rifle before, but if you ask it about it, I'm answer about it. Thanks. Thanks. And I'm continuous. Yes. Um, Everybody knows that Russia in a long time do offensive activities on a Donbas direct. Yes, and for example, 2 weeks ago they had not successful operation with the using main battle tanks, and the biggest number of main battle tanks was destroyed near Bakhmut, near Ugledar. A lot of main battle tanks, modern main battle tanks, was destroyed in a Kiev, in a Chernihiv, in a Kharkiv, and another direct. And everyone understands that for successful offensive, for successful assault, we need a tank knuckle, heavy tank knuckle. But Russia doesn't have a lot of modern tanks. And I show in the reconnaissance intelligence of British intelligence and Ukrainian reported that Russian made, not made, used like reinforcement for tanks brigade and for infantry brigade, tank T-62. It's photo not from a Donbas, it's Middle East, I don't know, but it's a very, very old tank. We heard that Russian use it on a Ukrainian front line a couple months ago, but it was not so often. And for example, typical tank battalion can consist from T-64, T-72, and couple T-62. But after fail assaulting of Donbas area, Russian lose a big number of MBT, and the biggest part of Russian MBT will consist biggest number of Russian tanks unit will consist from these super duper old Soviet main battle tanks. Yes, it's a old scrap of metal, it's a old shit, but don't forget that it's too tank, it's too useful, it's too dangerous for our soldier. It's tank. But and tank against infantry, it's dangerous. It's funny, but not funny. We have a balance. And for infantry support, they will not use new BTR, APC 82, APC 19, BTR 90. They will use oldest APC 15, BTR 50. It still looks like a scrap of metal. Main weaponry will be PKM, PKT, tank version of PKM. And this old vehicle doesn't look like success because your my dear Western weapon like a Javelin, like a Enlau, Carl Gustav M136, and other grenade launcher, and Ukrainian drones, Mavics with grenades and with explosive materials will destroy it. It's scrap of metal, and this Soviet shit doesn't looks like a vehicle of victory. So yes, and maybe after next not successful offensive, they will be use T-34, maybe T-26, or maybe they will use tanks from a First World War. I don't know. I hope that it's real. And I heard, I watched a couple question about our new UR15. What about magazine? Yeah, it's a standard Stanag magazine. I don't know. I don't remember number of standardization agreement or reglement type of magazine, but all magazine from a Western types of weapon like a M4 or Grot you can use in a Ukrainian UR15. But this rifle was made on a Ukrainian factory, armament factory, and this factory can made rifles, but cannot made magazines. And in a conflict, on this photo, you can see Macpool magazine. It's a very very rich magazine and a good high quality Macpool magazine, but it's it's good. So yes, uh, I like comment about grave, mobile grave, physical nuclear Kantika. Yes, it's a mobile grave on the wheels. Uh, Strength of the armor of this APC. Uh, my individual weapon it's Makarov pistol. I think, I think if I move to this APC on a 10 meters, took my Makarov and shoot in this APC, uh, my bullet broke armor from a two side and moving through the all this APC. It's a real scrap of metal, but this APC you can use like a taxi. Like a taxi, it's a good decision, but not like infantry support because this shit doesn't have enough armament. So yeah, it's one of the good uses. I do like comments about Lars Ronais. Bakhmut defenders have such big balls. How can they walk? They can't live. Give them all a hug, not give them an extra ammo clip. Slava Ukraini, Героям Slava. Thanks for comment. It's a very funny comment. Thanks, Lars. Yeah, we're not disengaged from a Bakhmut because still balls of Bakhmut defenders. So here, thanks for comments. Yeah, and Bakhmut will not fall because we cannot leave Bakhmut. Thanks. Now here go. How do you use buy me a coffee? How do I put it on a credit card? 10 guys. My dears, about donation system. I know that for American, for United States, very comfortable. It's PayPal, yeah. But for other country, buy me a coffee. Why buy me a coffee? Comfortable for European country, Asian country, because you can use Google Pay. You can use Apple Pay for make donation on Buy Me a Coffee. If you wanna support us, you can see requisite in a pinned message, in a chat. Support us on a PayPal or on a Buy Me a Coffee. We report it, but all supported on a broadcast and on our post and the requisites to on a describe of broadcast. Sorry, and on your monitor. I'm lose my mind. I'm launch. Yeah, last news about Ministry of the Defense of Russia and General Shoigu. Russia now use a new information operation. You heard about how President Zelensky coming to the Lysychansk when we fight in a Severodonetsk. I personally was in a Zeus area. How President Zelensky coming in a Bakhmut uh, and give awards for Bakhmut defenders. And I should translate it words. It's words. It's a good describe for the situation. And Russian soldier and Russian civilian invite the Ukrainian defenders that Ukrainian leaders can just come into the front line and say thanks for our soldiers. Yeah, in his dream, they dreaming that President Putin coming to the Mariupol or in Bakhmut too and give a word for soldiers, but no, they made only fakes about Mr. Shoigu, that Shoigu coming to the frontline area. For the last news, they talking that Shoigu coming in a Bakhmut, coming in a Mariupol, and blah 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 blah. And I'm just checking Russian news for the last time, and I see this photo, and they use this photo like a describe for the last news that president, sorry, the ministry Shoigu coming in a front line, but this photo from a previous year for the HICOM in a Crimea. Russia, it's a not real country with not real leader and with a not real leaders. I think that in the future, all Russian generals will talking with his colonels who on the front line only by YouTube broadcasts or Skype, and not meet with the soldiers because they scared. The soldiers will do execution like a revenge. The Russian generals use infantry like meat. Yes, and it's good. I'm seeing if a leader, president, doesn't scared talking with his nation, with his people, with a simple civilian, it's a very very good symbol. Yeah, because President Putin control his country only from a bunker, and bunker president, it's a not good president. What do you think about it? I think that in the future, bunker president have only failed. Hitler in the last times of Nazi Germany to control country from a bunker, and how result? Nazi regime in Germany was broken and destroyed. Uh, and I hope that in a so soon in a close time, Russian regime, fascist regime, or Nazi regime, they will be broke. I hope. And you, my dears, support us with a for broken Russian regime. How many Russian soldiers dying on a Ukrainian front line? It's make more closing fall of Russian country in a general. I hope. Uh, Thanks for warm words in a chat, my dears. Thanks for support. Thanks for your donation. I'm really happy. Today, we're a big number of viewers on our broadcast. Typically, not less than 300 viewers. And in general, we have 2064 viewers. Usually, we have 160, 200 viewers on our broadcast. Today, very good number, 330, 350. Very thanks that you are with you. Thanks, my dear. I am hope that our broadcast, our content so interesting for you. If not interesting, mark our channel in the comments and say what we should change in our broadcast. Maybe you need something more. MC. Worst will Pasha the best broadcaster. Thanks. I think that My concurrent, it's a PewDiePie, if you know what I told. Uh, Aletia, hey Pasha, how are East Monaco, Ochinash, and Burger from a brigade gang? My best wishes to them, Max, and all the guys in a brigade. All heroes, what you describe in your message, Aletia, thanks for question. Now fighting in a Bakhmut area. Yes, they are okay, not wounded, not sick, always are good. And my dears, ladies and gentlemen, yes, I will say the hello to Max. Don't worry. Uh, I promise you that I am said hello to Max. Yes, don't worry. Uh, Fat Bass, it's true that Max is getting fat. Fat? No, I don't know. I think it's a false. I'm getting fat. I'm more heavy than a couple months ago. It's a winter. Uh, Miriam Ward. Hello, Miriam. Uh, Good morning from New Zealand. When explosive Kadyrov. He is so bad. He looks bad. I hope that in a close time, Kadyrov now not so popular. He losing popularity, and I'm heard that the last time he was sick. He doesn't do a long time his TikToks, and I hope that he explosive in a close time. And I hope he start his explosive will started from his pocket with Russian money, who gives for Kadyrov from Putin. Um, thanks for answer, but broadcast quality, and I'm glad to see and glad to hear that you watching our broadcast like podcasts and watching our uploading broadcast. You know, my dears, it's really motivate me. It's motivate me make more content for you. Thanks. And my dears, 12:25 on Ukrainian now. Uh, After 5 hours, I should go to the brigade on a service. And last 10 minutes, I'm just answer on your question. If something interesting for you, just mark our channel in the comments, and I'm answer on your questions. Yeah, last 10 minutes, and I will go to sleep because I should go to the service tomorrow. Kim C, do you have back to the guys you know or have a new group? So biggest part of my group are wounded. Couple guys was died on other direct on the front line, and I think it's unreal. Refresh my group, and I in the future, and I'm to had a very strong and a heavy head trauma, and I'm doesn't work like an infantry in the future. So and maybe like an infantry I can work, but not like a group commander because I'm looks some reaction. My eye work not so good, my ears work not so good, and I had some problem with my head. It's angioma, and so in the future I will work maybe like a field press officer with the max, uh, but not in infantry. So burst wheel. Do they give you Red Bull drinks at Brigade? Brigade doesn't give me Red Bull. Brigade give me only motivation for work and motivation for not sleep. uh, Susan Western, the flashback. How is Wuledar, my dear? Season, not Vuledar, Vuhledar. It's pronouncing right Vuhledar. And now I'm check just a map in the Vuhledar now under Russian control. City's territory, city's district in Vuhledar under Ukrainian control. Russian trying to offend it, but not successful. John Polter, hi from United Kingdom, Slava Ukraine. Hello. United Kingdom, thanks that you with us. Maria Margarita Bravo, how old are you, Pasha? I'm 24. Yes, I know that I'm a look like a 50 years man, old man, but I'm a 24, and this year I will be 25. Trine Daniels, it's crossroad of death for our tanks. Yes, Vuhledar, yes. Vuhledar, our tanks offensive was failed when Russian trying dissolved by Russian tanks. Yes, he was destroyed. They were destroyed. Suffer death. You told me about later. You know Ukrainian better than me. Yes, Vuhledar. But no, Vuhledar with literal G, not with literal H, not G. Sorry. Johnny Jones, good morning from Victoria Oblast, Australia. Does the NGU get access to Bradley? Do you have mechanized support? So, I'm heard that my brigade, offensive brigade Rubish, will to Copper Bradley, and we will train our mechanics. And mechanic support, I think we will took from a factory who will be responsible for this Bradley, because, for example, at this moment we cannot maintain Bradley in 100%. Yeah, we cannot do only local maintain, only local repair, but not on a fully. We should do it on a factory. I'm C. Hello from Belgium, from Philippines. Baby Hubs, Belgium loves all you mighty warriors and support of Ukraine. Big love to you all. Thanks, BB Hubs. And I'm talking about Belgium a couple days ago. I watched Belgian support. It's automatic rifle FNC. Very good weapons. Thanks for support, Belgium. And Zerdan Saint Victories. Mabuhay, Ukraine. How translate Mabuhay? It's like a hello. Sending support from the Philippines, Slava Ukraine. Thanks for your support, Philippines. My dear, please just translate for me what is a Mabuhay. Cat, does Bakhmut have internet service? About internet and occupied territory, signal station is destroyed, and mobile service doesn't work. But Ukrainian soldier uses Starlink for internet. Civilian have more small opportunity for the communication. Mabuhay means long live Ukraine. Thanks there, Danlus and Victorious. And my dears, if I'm tell your name wrong, sorry. I'm sorry because I doesn't understand specification of some regions. I'm sorry, my dears. So, yes. About my question. what you wanna see on our broadcast. My dears, please just give me feedback, but not on a broadcast, not during live translation, in a comments after broadcast on an uploaded video. When I am done my translation after a couple minutes, if you want to give some preposition, some recommendation for our broadcast, just writing it in the comments, and I will thinking about you and I will do it. If for you will be some interesting from history of Ukraine or culturally, who I am too can't tell about it because we will not stay in only but war. War, it's general news in Ukraine, but if you connect it to our Ukrainian community, we can talk. I can talk about a little bit about Ukrainian culture and etc. And what do you want to see? Again, my dears, ladies and gentlemen, I know that part of my subscribers doesn't like my dears and biggest part like, and I will use my dears and ladies and gentlemen. My dears, ladies and gentlemen, I am sure done my translation because tomorrow at early morning I should go to the brigade. Thanks, my dear. Thanks for your support. Thanks for your donation. Don't forget you can use PayPal servers and buy me a coffee. Don't forget push on a subscribe button if you don't subscribe on our channel and push on the bells for notification. And if you will take notification on your smartphone, you doesn't lose no one our broadcast. Thanks, my dear. Thanks. Uh, See you later. Good night, good morning, good day for everybody. Слава Україні! Героя слава! Stay safe, stand with Ukraine. Goodbye.